Hello and welcome. I'm Geeta Mohan and you're watching World Today. Some breaking news at the top of the bulletin. Senate Republicans passed President Donald Trump's domestic agenda bill after a dramatic scramble to win over key holdouts. The vote was 50-50 and Vice President J.D. Vance cast the tie-breaking vote. That's breaking news coming in. Huge blow for Elon Musk, who's been warning and threatening Republicans from voting here on this bill. Another high-stakes battle now looms as the bill must pass in the House before heading to the president's desk. GOP leaders are racing to try to get the bill to the White House by the 4th of July.
On this vote, the yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being evenly divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative. The bill as amended is passed.
You want to finish over here, and then we'll go over here. We'll go back and celebrate the big, beautiful bill that just got passed. You sure that's right? Right, Brian? Yeah, all right. Wow, good. He's doing a good job. You want to finish over here, and then we'll go over here. We'll go back and celebrate the big, beautiful bill that just got passed. You sure that's right? Right, Brian? Yeah, all right.
Well, that's the big news coming in. The big, beautiful bill has been passed, BBB as they're calling it, but it still awaits a clearance from the House and then a signature by the President of the United States of America. That should certainly not be difficult. This bill has been controversial. It has elements and amendments that could certainly change the way America spends its money. And the one man who's been fighting tooth and nail against the bill is none other than the erstwhile billionaire friend of Donald Trump, Elon Musk. Elon Musk has been warning and threatening Republicans that should they go ahead and vote for this bill, that they would lose their seat next time they go in for elections. My colleague Pranay Upadhyay joins me from the newsroom. Pranay, thank you so much for joining me. This is big news coming in from Washington, D.C. A blow to Elon Musk, but certainly a great news for Donald Trump and the Trump administration. What's the way forward from here on?
Definitely, you are absolutely right, Geeta. Definitely a sigh of relief for President Donald Trump, but that exam, or the test still goes on to the House of Representatives and in the US Congress. But yes, definitely a disappointment for Elon Musk, because he has been swearing, he has been saying that, if this big, beautiful bill, which he calls at big, ugly bill, if it gets passed in Senate, he is going to launch another party, which is the America Party. We do not know whether Elon Musk is going to float a new party or not. But you see that how the Senate has passed this bill, because Vice President J.D. Vance has to cast his tiebreaker vote, because Rand Paul and Tom Tillis, the two of the Republican senators, have opposed this bill. So definitely not a clear majority, though Republican Party has a thin majority, but still the Vice President had to cast his tiebreaker vote. So definitely it's a tough test for the Trump administration. And if he has to run through the 4th of July deadline, then it has to pass through the House of Representatives, where the test could be tougher for President Donald Trump. But definitely a success, because he has put in a lot of effort and a lot of equity in this big, beautiful bill.
But again, like you said, it was a tie, which means the country is divided, the lawmakers are divided. It's going to be difficult in the House. And there are going to be billionaire friends of Donald Trump, Pranay, like Elon Musk, who may not be very happy with this bill.
You're right, Geeta. Definitely not many people are in favor of it. And even many Republican leaders, as I mentioned, the Senator Rand Paul was the first one to come up and say and oppose that this bill, that this is not for the fiscal prudence of the US economy. And many people in the country are opposing it. And definitely the Democrats has got a chance to oppose this bill within the Senate, and as well as in the US Congress, in House of Representatives. So clearly not many billionaires, because this is calling for this reduction of subsidies, especially the medical sector. The medical aid is getting affected by this big, beautiful bill, because it is mandating the $1 trillion cut as far as the medical aid or medical insurance is concerned, and many people are opposing it. A wide number of people will get impacted of it. So we are yet to see that, in which form, because around this 1,000-page bill was subjected to many amendments in the Senate, and when it goes to Congress, we have to see that, in House of Representatives, how it is sailed through, and President Donald Trump want to pass it by the next U.S. Independence Day, which is 4th of July.
That's right, Pranay. It is a bill that is controversial, if not billionaires. Certainly, Republican camp, the common man that's been affected by this bill will certainly raise voices when it comes to the passing of this bill. Right now, it's only seen the Senate. It needs to see the House and the White House. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Trump's big, beautiful bill passes the test in the Senate. After a marathon voting, the bill was passed after a tie-breaking vote by Vice President J.D. Vance. Tesla CEO and former Doge head Elon Musk on X posted that the lawmakers who had supported Trump's agenda bill will not win the next primary.
There was a brief lull, and then came Tesla CEO and former Doge head Elon Musk barrage of tweets attacking the Trump administration, while a voter-armor continued in the Senate over Trump's big beautiful bill. The public feud between Elon Musk and US President Donald Trump reached its height when Musk described Trump's massive tax and domestic policy bill as a disgusting abomination. But the Senate worked tirelessly to meet the July 4 deadline, when Trump's big beautiful bill is finally signed by the president. Musk warned that the lawmakers backing the bill will lose the next primary. Musk further said the country needs an alternative to the Democratic and Republican parties, and suggested launching his own America Party after the bill is passed. Calling the bill utterly insane and destructive, Musk says the bill will result in job loss. Meanwhile, Trump also said he would take a look at the possibility of deporting Elon Musk. Trump's comment came shortly after he launched a scathing attack on Musk over government subsidies and the electric vehicle mandate.
I think what's going to happen is Doge is going to look at Musk. And if Doge looks at Musk, we're going to save a fortune. Thank you very much, everybody. I don't think you should be playing that game with me.
The bill, which is an extension of Trump's 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, seeks to make the cuts permanent. It serves Trump's key goals, from financing his deportation crackdown to slashing green energy projects. It also exemplifies the growing power of a president who aims to dominate the geopolitics of the era.
I think so. I think it's going to be the greatest bill ever passed, even for you, as an example. Tremendous amount of Homeland Security money. Oh, tremendous amount. It's going to keep the border secure because, we have them secure now, but we need to build more wall. I built almost 600 miles of wall. We need more wall. And all of that's covered in this bill. This bill is amazing for everybody. It's an amazing bill for Florida, too. Really great for Florida.
Some of the key bills that the Senate adopted were that the bill bars federal funds from being used for unemployment benefits for individuals whose wages are at least $1 million. Another amendment that passed strikes language from the bill that would have blocked state and local governments from enforcing their own artificial intelligence regulations for 10 years. The other amendment adopted was to move up the eligibility verification requirement for Medicaid by 1 year. The bill, running to nearly 1,000 pages, included increased spending for border security, defense, and energy production, offset to a degree by cuts to healthcare and food support programs. The process involves Senate approval followed by the House and then reaching the President for his signature to become a law. With Mahashweta Lala, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, India's big message on terror at the Quad Foreign Ministers meeting. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar said during the Quad Foreign Ministerial meeting and to the foreign ministers that don't equate terror victims and perpetrators. World must display zero terror tolerance. India has the right to defend herself from terror.
A word about terrorism in the light of our recent experience. The world must display zero tolerance. Victims and perpetrators must never be equated, and India has every right to defend its people against terrorism, and we will exercise that right. We expect our Quad partners to understand and appreciate that.
And here are some other stories making headlines from across the world in World at a Glance.
US President Donald Trump threatened to impose higher tariffs on Japanese exports to the United States over what he claims is the country's unwillingness to buy American-grown rice. Meanwhile, Japan's chief cabinet secretary said that Japan will not sacrifice the agricultural sector as part of its tariff negotiations with the United States. Thailand's embattled Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra was suspended from duty and could face dismissal pending an ethics probe over a leaked phone call she had with Cambodia's powerful former leader. The British royal family's train will retire by 2027 as part of a cost-saving measure announced by Buckingham Palace after a thorough review into its use and value for money. The announcement of the train's retirement was part of the annual financial statement released by the British royal household, which revealed that the annual sum it received from the government remained at $118.50 million. Several parts of Europe experienced first major heat wave this summer, with health warnings in effect in multiple countries. A heat dome covered France, Portugal, Spain and Turkey, with European forecasters indicating that other countries are likely to experience even more intense heat in the coming days. Meanwhile, Turkey's coastal regions have been ravaged by wildfires as summers have become hotter and drier, which scientists relate to climate change.
Google's betting big on fusion energy, partnering with Commonwealth Fusion Systems to power AI data centers with clean, limitless energy. Is this the future of power? Here's Cyrus with more.
It's great to see that big tech companies are tapping into new forms of power and energy, specifically fusion energy, and this is how the story goes. Google has signed a deal with a company called Commonwealth Fusion System to tap into fusion energy, basically clean energy for the future. Now, this operation has not started yet. It will take time, but this is what Google is trying to do. AI computation requires a lot of power and energy. Even the management of data does. So what is Google doing? It's tapping into an energy which will be clean and also it will also give it the kind of energy that it requires. For example, the commercial plant that is being set up in Virginia by Commonwealth has a capacity of 400 megawatts, of which Google will be using 200 megawatts. That's being estimated. But this is kind of a story that's changing the AI world. Companies require more energy for computation. Imagine the kind of power that's required to create one image. That is a lot. So imagine what AI will be doing in the future, which is why Google is tapping into this form of power. But yes, this will change the way AI and computation work in the future. And by 2030, at least, Google is saying that it wants to have at least 50% lesser carbon emission. And this sort of a deal will help it achieve that as well. With camera person Jagannath, this is Cyrus for India Today.
That's all in this edition of World Today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and take care.